Hey everyone, my name is Sarah, and today I wanted to do a video about my experience auditioning for Disney World. It was successful. I was hired. It was for the college program, but I was a character performer with them. It was by far the best experience of my life, and I wanted to share some ideas so that everybody can experience it. And I guess the best place to start would be, with like what the audition was like. Shortly after I applied for the Disney College program, I was curious on how one would go about wanting to be a performer, because it's like everyone's dream. It'd be really cool. I live in Chicago, and there was actually an audition within 2 weeks of me looking, and so I got really excited, and I started planning on going. I actually went with 2 friends, and I didn't know what to expect, so I watched a couple of videos just like this one because I was curious and I had no idea what to do. I have 0 background in theater. I've got 0 background in, really anything theatrical. I danced when I was younger, but I don't know, I haven't, it's not really, I just don't really have a huge background in things that I thought that they would be looking for. So I watched a lot of videos like these. So when I got there, there was, I think, roughly 300 girls. I was 200 and I believe my number was like 211. So there was 2 rooms. There were so many girls that they filled up 2 rooms at this dance studio in Chicago. And so I really don't know what went on in the other room, but as far as my room, I can tell you all about it. When you get in the room, when you get there, they'll have you sign into an iPad and give you a number. And then they'll give you some paperwork that you have to work on. Your information, it's, do you have any tattoos? Do you have piercings? Are you willing to take them out? Are you willing to cover them up? Are you willing, to work with the Disney look? And basically just to get to know you and nothing else, and then you hold on to it. So when the actual audition gets started, they start with a pretty simple dance. It's more like a march. And it's really just that. It's a couple counts of marching and waving your arms in the air. And it's pretty short. It's pretty quick. You practice it with them maybe a few times. And then they had us all line up. And they would play music. And, in rows, on a certain beat, the next row would go and you would do it for them. It's pretty easy. The only dancing background I really have is from being a kid. And it wasn't, it wasn't bad. Although I was nervous, so I still managed to mess up. I'll give some tips later, but for that one, the biggest one is when you mess up, if you mess up, smile, just do it, because I laughed at myself and I was really just so nervous, and so I definitely messed up. It ended up being okay. So after you do the first march kind of dance, cuts are made, and at least in my group, the cuts are pretty big. At least like half of the group went, but they're really nice about it, and they let you know that everyone that's there is worthy, and if they cut you, it's not because you're not good enough. It's not, because you didn't do it right. It's just because you may not be what they're looking for currently. And they're always looking for different things. It totally depends on, who they've got down at Disney and the spaces they need to fill, whether it's, parade performers, whether it's a specific character, or whatever it may be. They're looking for very specific things. So after the first dance and then the first cut, they measured us. Height's a really big deal at Disney. Characters are all very specific heights. When you get hired at Disney, you are, to my knowledge, everyone is trained in a fur character. Even if you're hired for a face role, everyone is trained in fur. So they measure your height, and they'll ask you, stand up really straight, very tall, and so they can get your, truest height, or to squeeze you in if you're like a little too short for one height, and that's pretty much it. As soon as you're measured, everyone else was being measured. We just sat down and waited for the next step. Everyone was super nervous. Everyone, the directors that are there are truly looking around the entire time. We noticed that they were, even when other people were being, they were taking other people's heights, or when we were filling out paperwork, we noticed that some of the directors were walking around with a notepad and they were looking at us. I think a really big thing with Disney is your personality and how you interact with other people, because clearly you interact with people all day long, no matter what you do at Disney World. It's important to be aware of the directors and how, to make sure you're being your best self and being true to yourself, you know, not being fake. And just have fun, honestly. That's beside the point. Yeah, after we got our height taken, that was when it was time to learn the second dance. And the second dance was definitely more difficult, and considering I have no recent dance background, I struggled with it. But it's okay, have no fear, don't freak out, smile through it, it'll work out, it'll be okay. What was different versus the first dance was that you actually practiced the harder dance with the instructor as a group a lot more than you did the first one. Like the first one, you did it with the instructor like twice, and then everybody went to show them. With the harder one, you practice it in a group for a while. She was really friendly and asked if any of us had any questions, if we needed, you know, specifically work on a certain move or whatever it might have been. All of the people there were nothing but helpful, between the instructors, directors, and just the people you're there. Make friends, because everyone there is super helpful, and you might meet someone who has more of a dance background with you, which is super helpful, and they can show you, or maybe you're the one with more of a dance background and you can help other people out, because helping people is the Disney way. After you learn the dance, before you do anything else, then the animation part comes in. They want you to be animated because regardless of if you are a face roll, if you are a fur character, especially if you're a fur character, you need to have very big animations. Everything you do needs to be very loud, because when you're in those costumes, even if like you think you're, you know, your arms are way out here, it doesn't look like you're making as big of movements as you would, you know, with the fur on and stuff. But so with animation, they'll typically give you a story to follow, because Disney is all about storytelling. And mine was that we worked at a animal shelter, and this animal, whatever animal you wanted it to be, was getting adopted, and you had to prep this animal to get adopted and deliver it to its new family. And so that was a lot of fun. I adopted my dog about a year before that. You know, I hold it close to my heart. He's right there. Hey buddy, you too sleepy? I swear he's usually full of energy. I don't know what's going on. I'll stop bothering him. But so I was really excited to do that. I already had a ton of ideas. So I know that like some people had, you know, it doesn't have to be a cat or a dog that you're getting from the shelter. Someone could adopt an alligator, someone could adopt a pig, someone could adopt a bird. You know, it doesn't really matter. They're looking for your storytelling powers, and they want to see where your mind goes and how you portray it. And I mean, you could be giving that animal a bath, you know, brushing its hair, putting on some bows, but everything has to be big. You know, you got to put your facial expressions in it and just, you know, really give it your all. What they wanted us to do was, in the middle of doing the harder dance, you do your animation for, I believe it was 60 seconds, and then you would go back into the dance and do it one more time. So then after we worked on it, we would go, I want to say in groups of 5, we lined up and we would do this dance, followed by our animation, followed by the dance again. I was horrible. I was really, really, really bad. I was nervous, and not only was it was like me and 4 other people. It wasn't me and the whole group of people. And, you know, there was the judges in front that I wanted to impress so badly, and I just messed up. It was really bad. My animation, I think my animation was okay. I was really into it, but as far as the dance goes, I'm sure that I messed up. It wasn't good. But I just laughed through it, and I think that helps them maybe see past my bad non-dance abilities. When they were talking to us about the animation, they told us, if you feel stupid, you're doing it right. And it's so true, because you just have to really be, you know, big and go there. And if you feel weird, if you feel, you know, like you look funny, you probably do, but that's exactly what they want, and it's good, so don't even worry about it. After you do the animation dance for the judges this time, they tell everyone that they might call your number and ask you to stay, or if they don't, it doesn't mean you're cut, but it means that they no longer need anything more from you for that day. For the third round, not too many people were called. I think there was maybe, between guys and girls, there was probably about 10 of us. I did get called, which is really exciting, because I didn't know I didn't know what was in store, but I was really excited. And some of the people that were called went into a separate room, and I believe it was to learn a even harder dance. I believe that was for parade performers and the dancers that work in the parks and stuff like that. Clearly I wasn't a good dancer, so I definitely was not a part of that group. So me and the other group of people were sitting in another room waiting, and finally a casting director came in there and said that we were in this room because we were being considered for a face role. They wanted to take pictures of us. So they did that. With an iPad, they had us go up one by one, and they took a picture of us from the front and a profile view and one of our whole body. They said that down at Disney World, they can Photoshop wigs on our faces so they can see what works with our faces and our face shape and with our features, if any of the characters even work for us. That was pretty cool, and that was literally it. They just took pictures of us, they told us what it was for, and they said you would hear from them you know, maybe within 2 weeks, and that was it. And then we went home, and I was super excited because I got an email. So some tips for you if you're going to an upcoming audition: honestly, just go there being yourself. Don't go there dressed up as a character. People do that. Don't do that. Go, I mean, as just like the truest you as you can. You know, get enough sleep, feel really good when you wake up in the morning, have a good breakfast, just make sure you're in a good mood, and so you have the good vibes going when you go there, so you're not already nervous. As far as clothing goes, wear something comfortable because you're gonna be moving. I wore leggings and a t-shirt. I wanted to actually be as simple as possible because I wanted them to see my face. I just didn't see a purpose in wearing anything but just besides my comfy clothes, so that I could do what they were asking me to do, and I could, you know, do it in the best way that I could do it. Hair and makeup, I had my hair in a braid because I remember in videos people said, you know, they want to see your face. It's so true, they do want to see your face. If you make it to the 3rd round, they're gonna ask you to pull your hair back, tie it up, braid it, do something, because they want to see just your face. If you're most comfortable having your hair down, absolutely wear it down. Do it however you feel good. Comfortable shoes, oh my gosh, comfortable shoes. Wear really comfy shoes because again, you're moving, you're dancing, and nobody likes when their feet hurt. Wear comfy shoes. So for makeup, wear, again, you know, what you're comfortable with. If you are comfortable wearing no makeup, awesome, because I think that they really like seeing like a blank canvas because they're gonna picture you with a character's makeup on, or whatever goes on in their minds. I don't even know. I had really simple makeup. I just had on a BB cream, I had on some blush and some mascara, and that was it. I wasn't totally comfortable enough to go without any makeup, so I did the minimal so they could still see my face and my feet. You definitely just want them to see your features 100% from head to toe. They want to know, you know, what you look like and how you could fit into any kind of character role. Definitely bring water because between nerves, between the dancing, and just between you know, waiting, it was a couple hour long process, so you're there for a while. Bring some water because you're gonna need it. Stay hydrated, it'll be helpful. Again, it'll keep you in a good mood. Most important thing, honestly, just smile and be yourself and do whatever you need to feel confident, and make friends because everybody there is in the same boat as you. Everybody is super nervous, and you know, all the feelings you have inside, I guarantee you most of those people have the same feelings going on, and you never know who you're gonna meet there. My roommate during my program was actually at the Chicago audition. We didn't even know it though. We didn't know it until we were living with each other, and they were like, hey, we both went to the Chicago audition on that day, and it was pretty cool. The point being, I know a lot of people who met their roommates at their auditions, and you know, it's you already have something in common, right? So it's not that hard to find something to talk about. If you mess up during any of the dances or anything, seriously, do not worry about it. It is not a big deal. I messed up so many times, and it's okay. They will see past it. Just smile. Honestly, if you get a step wrong, if you forget to do the twist, if you're not good at the ballet moves, don't worry about it. Just smile and laugh it off and just keep going and, you know, persevering and doing whatever it is that you do know about it. If anything, just make sure that you smile. Last but not least, believe in yourself. Dreams totally do come true. I know that's so cheesy, but it's Disney and it's amazing. And just believe in yourself, believe in the process, and if anything, it's an awesome experience to have. to go to one of these auditions, to meet these people, just bask in the Disney vibes. It's really an awesome experience. I also thought it might be fun to tell you guys who I was friends with while I was down at my program. It was mainly Rapunzel, Pluto, I love my boy Pluto, I was Mr. Smee, and Mrs. Incredible, and Mrs. Incredible is a blast. But with all of that being said, I wish all of you so much luck with your upcoming audition, or if you're thinking about auditioning. Honestly, my best advice to you would be to do it, and just do it for fun. Just absolutely go and have fun, bring some friends with you, because at the very end of the day, it's an awesome experience and you meet really awesome people, and it's just all good vibes, and I think you will have a blast. Good luck to everyone, fingers crossed, and I hope you all go audition. Bye.